In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to effectively stop Google Forms from accepting responses. By the end of our time together, you'll feel confident in your ability to close a form to new submissions and tidy up a few key settings, making things clearer for anyone who tries to access your form. If you find this useful, consider subscribing and liking the video. So let's dive right in. The first step is to head over to Google Forms in your browser. If you're not already signed in, go ahead and do that now. Once you're on the Forms homepage, take a moment to look through your recent forms. You should be able to find the form you want to close. Just click on it to open it up. If you happen to use multiple Google accounts, it's a good idea to double-check that you're in the correct account. Nothing's worse than editing the wrong form, right? Once you have the form open, look toward the top of the page for the settings. Depending on your layout, you may see a tab that says Settings or see a little gear icon. Go ahead and click on either of those to access the Settings panel, where you'll find all the options to control how your form behaves. Now that you're in the settings, direct your attention to the Responses section. This is the key area where you control whether your form is open or closed for new entries. You'll want to turn off the option that says Accepting Responses. When you switch this off, the form will stop taking submissions immediately. Quite simple, right? After you turn that off, you'll notice a message box pop up that allows you to customize what visitors will see when they try to access your form. A message like, "We're no longer accepting responses," works perfectly fine. If you want, you can even add a note mentioning when the form was closed. This can help reduce any confusion people might have. Now, while you're in the settings, let's take a moment to review how email addresses are handled. Under the option labeled Collect Email Addresses, select Do Not Collect. Since you're closing the form, there's no need to gather new email addresses, and this setting helps keep everything privacy-friendly and uncluttered. Next, you'll want to turn off the Send Responders a copy of their response option. This prevents automated email receipts from going out while you're finalizing changes. It also helps avoid any mixed signals for participants who might think the form is still active. Just remember, this won't retract any copies that were sent before you made this adjustment. Now, let's look at one last setting. Disabling response editing. You want to turn off this option, because when it's off, people who previously submitted their responses can't use their edit links to change their answers after you've closed the form. This is an important step that helps preserve the integrity of your data, especially if you're making decisions based on those submitted responses. One wonderful thing about Google Forms is that your changes save automatically, so there's no need to worry about losing your progress. However, to confirm that everything worked as expected, take a moment to use the preview option. When you do this, you should see your closure message instead of the usual form fields, ensuring that everything is set up correctly. If in the future you find that you need to reopen the form, all you have to do is return to the settings, go back to the Responses section, and simply turn Accepting Responses back on again. Easy peasy. And that's it. You've successfully closed your Google form, locking down all the related settings for a neat and consistent experience. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did.